Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. This is Beyond Take Two podcast brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. I am your host, Madge.
And I am your host, Veronica.
And today we have a special guest in the building. This young man has years of experience in the entertainment industry. He is a world-renowned actor. You're looking at his face right now. You like, I know him. Next Day Air, Entanglement. My guy was on Chicago PD. He was on
Miami CSI.
ER. The list goes on.
Everybody
and on
hates Chris.
and on. I was looking at his IMDb, and I swear I scrolled for 30 minutes, exactly on the dot. The man is in the building. He is going to share his story and give you guys some jewels that you need to hopefully have some longevity in this game, like he has. Mr. Cisco Reyes is in the building.
Welcome.
Give it up for him.
What's up?
How you doing, Cisco?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Man, we hanging in there, man.
We are
hanging in there. Thank you for joining us.
You said that
today.
like it was like mid-pandemic, like everything all right?
Oh, no, we good.
Yeah.
Come on, we good. We good out here, right?
We
Everything
good.
is
Alive.
good.
Yes.
Everything is
Blessed.
good.
We're breathing, healthy. Can't
Yes.
complain.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Madge?
I think he got something on
No,
his chest. Let's talk about it.
Look, we was conversing before everything started airing, so me and Veronica gonna have a talk after this is done.
What did I...
Thanks, Cisco.
Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes it's got to be said.
Well, look, Cisco is here with us today, and we're gonna get into it right from the jump. But first,
Buttered up.
it's time for the Buttered Up segment. What do we have today?
We have Himalayan pink salt.
Popcorn by Lesser Evil.
Ooh.
Okay.
You like popcorn,
Lesser
Cisco?
Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
You want to try it first?
Let's see here.
Go for it.
Takes hints of butter,
Oh my God.
hints of pop, whole lot of corn. It's good.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you rate it?
Scale of 1 to 10. What would you give it?
I would give it a little buttery aftertaste. That just bumped it up to an 8.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Okay.
Is it out of the bag or is it out of the? Is it a microwavable?
Right out of the bag. It's by Lesser Evil.
And what's the lesser evil?
I have no idea. I think it's like organic popcorn or something. So it's like you don't get all the preservatives and unnatural chemicals or whatever.
It tastes nice and clean.
Clean.
I usually don't eat food with the word evil on it, but as long as it's evil in a positive way.
I know, lesser evil. That's kind of it's kind of scary.
You gonna keep the whole bowl? That's what she always does.
I'm done.
The whole bowl. What you give it, Veronica?
I give it a 9. 9. Tastes really good, buttery. It's not sweet. It has a good aftertaste. I like it.
Oh yeah, that butter hit you at the end. If it was hot, it would be a 10. I give it an 8.
I was thinking, if it was hot, that'd be fire.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually really good.
I guess there's no way to heat up popcorn after it's in the bag.
Already in the bag. No,
I know.
I don't think so.
Where'd you get this popcorn?
The big store, Albertsons.
Oh.
Albertsons. Lesser Evil. Oh my God, oh my God.
What?
I don't know. I forgot it's a song, but it says, I want you to feel me even when I'm not inside you. And I still feel this popcorn after I ate it. I mean, pause. But no, it is very delicious.
Like,
Let's I knew that I'd get them up. I knew that. Get them up. Lesser Evil. Very good popcorn.
Yes. Shout out.
Please send us more. It is delicious. Cisco,
Yep.
how you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. So why don't you tell the people a little bit about where you from, how you got into acting, and how it all started for you.
It all started when I was 5. Well, I'm from New York, Westchester, New York, Mount Kisco, Katona, Mount Vernon, Mamaroneck, all the family, all from around there, all the way up to the Bronx.
Nice.
And then I probably started in, I want to say high school, but I was never part of the theater group. I always thought the theater group was like a bunch of weirdos and wearing all black. Like, you know what I mean?
We were just talking about this.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just something about them that I really thought was corny.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't want to do the South Pacifics and the West Side Story and all that, those crazy plays. Even though I look back at it now, I wish I did.
Right.
I was writing my own and living color sketches and putting
nice.
them up on stage, me and my homies. And, talent shows, my homie would be rapping and singing, and we'd be dancing and like Scoob and Scrap, you know what I mean? Big Daddy Kane, hip hop. I was all immersed into that. And then I went to Morgan State University and down there in Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore.
Nice.
Shout out to all my Morgan alumni. And I know I wanted to be a part of the film industry, but I didn't know in what capacity. And to me, in any of the departments would have been cool. So I studied writing. Took the Warner Brothers script writing program. Studied directing, editing, shooting, acting. And when I started acting, I was like, oh, I like this.
Right.
This is dope. And so I started doing indie films around Baltimore, going back and forth to New York, doing projects. And I knew ultimately I was going to have to end up in California.
Right.
That's where everybody is, and it's the Mecca, and everybody I admired. I was like, I always looked them up. I was like, oh, they live in California. Right. Oh, they live in California. Right. And at first, every New Yorker's like, I'll just be bi-coastal until you can't afford a plane ticket to go back. You know what I mean? You're like, I'll just go back home for Christmas. And, it was, I came out here and they made me choose. I was like, I got a degree in, film and television production.
Nice.
But I also have a resume, a reel, and a headshot. And, I had 30 numbers of people I didn't know. And I just called all of them. I was like, hey, I heard you went to Morgan. And they're like, yeah, what can I do? How can I help you? I was like, look, I'm not asking for anything. Just point me in the right direction. They're like, look, I can make you a PA or I can make you an extra. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? Make me an extra. I was just trying to get a check at the time.
Right.
And get into SAG. And that worked. And
what year was this?
I moved out here in like 98, 99.
Okay.
And then, yeah. So I started all the way from extra, stand-in, one-liner, five-liner, co-star, guest star.
Nice.
I just kept on working my way up. So I paid my dues, most definitely.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's up. So you came in, got the extra work, stand-in work. When did it really start changing for you as far as like getting like some roles with like some some meat on the bone?
Man, you know what? I think when I started doing all the co-stars, and I was in, cool scenes on, CSI New York, CSI Miami, and then I started getting the guest stars like on ER and stuff like that. I was like, yo, I could do this.
Yeah.
Right.
But it wasn't until I got into acting class at the Beverly Hills Playhouse.
Okay.
Under the founder, Milton Casellas, Richard Lawson, Gary Imhoff, and started studying with them, that I really realized that there's so much that I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It was, that taught me to have an arsenal in your back pocket of just different things that, you never know when you're going to need them, but you're going to need them. And a lot of us, we come out here with quote unquote natural talent.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you got your mama and your brothers and sisters and your aunties saying, "Ooh, you gonna be somebody. They got talent." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when you did that in high school? And it's like you really compared to the greats, the Denzels and all that. You know, you don't have anything. You know, it's that moment when you think you have everything, and that moment you realize you don't know anything at all.
Right.
And so that's when I started taking it serious. And next thing you know, it was popping off. I was booking, at least 3-4 times a month, and for a working actor, that's cool.
Yeah.
To be able to pay the bills, to be able to pay for acting class.
Right.
Right.
And yeah, it was. I think when I got into class, that's when I started really taking it serious, because they made you take it serious.
They do.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So you got your guest stars. What was your first feature film?
We were talking about this earlier, and it was a horror film called Cutthroat Alley,
Cutthroat Alley.
and
Okay.
it's funny because I just got these 2 female roommates, and like my old roommate was a club promoter. I was caught up in that whole scene. He moved out. These 2 female actresses moved in from New Jersey and New York, and they need to go to their auditions, and they're like, "Cisco, can you show us how to get to these places? Can you take us?" Boom, took them to one commercial audition for Verizon. I ended up crashing it. I booked that.
Nice.
I took them to their feature film audition. Went in there and they just put a script in my hand, and I read for the lead and booked that.
Wow.
I was like, oh, and that was Cutthroat Alley.
Wow.
And it's not really a film that I like to talk about, but the funny thing is, like, a lot of people I run into, they're like, man, that's my favorite movie. I'm like,
Wow.
Really?
I think Busy Bone was in it, Mac 10,
Nice.
like
It's like a hood classic.
it was
Yeah.
definitely. And then I was saying earlier that I knew a young Nipsey Hussle when he was like 15, 16. He was a straight hustler, and he tried to sell me the bootleg of Cutthroat Alley. And he's like, I got this movie that you in, Cisco. And I was like, oh, word? He's like, yeah, man, here. I was like, Cutthroat Alley? I haven't even seen this yet. I need this for my reel. He's like, all right, $10. I was like, bro, you bootlegging my movie, man. I was like, you taking money out of my pocket. Which really he wasn't, but he's like, all right, go ahead, take it. And so I was able to get Cutthroat Alley from Nipsey.
Man,
Nice.
rest in peace, Nip, man.
Rest in
That's-
peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
baby.
That's crazy. That is crazy. So what happened with Cutthroat Alley? Like, did it get promoted, or like
Film festivals. How did that go?
how'd it work out?
Nah, you know what? I think it just went straight to
To Nipsey.
yeah.
Nipsey, hey,
went
make some
straight-
copies of this, bro, and
It went
hit the
straight to
streets.
bootleg. Yeah, straight to DVD. I mean, there wasn't streaming platforms.
Right,
when that
right.
was out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it probably hit the DVD, and from there, I don't even know where to find it. I'm sure it's online somewhere. But I probably should watch it sometime just to see what they see.
Have you wait, so have you watched it?
I've watched it I've seen it.
And where can we watch it?
I don't know.
He has no
Like
idea.
maybe YouTube or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
It'll
But
be on YouTube.
Yeah.
some kid keeps on hitting me from Canada. Is like, yo, do you have any like set pictures from
Wow.
Cutthroat Alley? That's my favorite movie. Can you send me a pose? I'm like, bro, I have no
insane.
idea.
It has to be a classic. I need to see it.
That's dope.
Hey, it made it to Canada.
Right,
Wow.
right. Somebody saw it.
Shout out to Tim Folsom, the director. You know what I mean? He's doing big things now.
Nice.
That's what's up. So, I mean, you're 20 years in the game right now, man. I mean, how does it feel to just be able to work so long in this industry when so many people burn out?
Right.
You know.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. Every day I thank my lucky stars, thank God, that I'm still here. And I've seen a lot of talented people come and go. And, when they were leaving, I'd be like, man, you gotta stay, bro. You talented, man. You can make it, just have faith. And they'd be like, Cisco, faith ain't paying the bills. And I would say, you're wrong. Faith is paying the bills. As long as you got that strong foundation,
Yeah.
believe that God has put you on a path for a reason, and all your different wins and bookings and stuff like that are just signs that you're on the right path. Now, if you're trying to be a singer and you end up on American Idol the first week being made fun of, like, that's a sign that that's probably not your path.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's the Morgan Freeman didn't make it until he was 40.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of people that just didn't make it until late in the game,
Right.
but they kept on doing small projects here, kept on
Staying
moving,
consistent.
staying consistent. And that's what you got to do. You just have to, like, but one, believe that that talent is instilled with you for a reason,
Right.
Yeah.
and just keep on moving forward no matter what gets in your way, because there's going to be ups and downs. And, there's people that are like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to do real estate for now.
Yeah.
Well, are you ever going to come back from doing real estate,
Right.
And then you're going to look back and be like, man, yeah, at one point I wanted to be an actor, and it's
Right.
like, what happened? And you look at their old stuff and be like, man, you were good. What happened? Well, I had to pay the bills. I get it, but, I just don't want to be one of those stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I made a pact to not say no. Depending on what it is, of course, can't be no BS.
Right.
But not to say no, because some of the smallest unpaid projects I've done have taken me to, like, Sundance, taken me to Cannes.
Yeah.
Places I've never been before.
Right.
Got to work with people I've never, imagined. And so, it's just that you got to have that belief in God. You got to have that foundation. And
Yes,
just,
you do.
Yeah. I
That
remember.
Yeah.
On a previous episode, I think it was Cass. She was saying, like, a lot of people come out here with talent, but she said, acting is a skill, and you gotta, hone that skill. And some people don't take the preparation part of it
Seriously.
seriously. How important is it for actors to do these acting classes and what I'm saying, be tutored under these these professionals out here?
I mean, I think it's super important because I was one of those people that was constantly putting off acting class. I would audit every class. Oh, yeah, Aaron Spicer is sitting there. Be like, I'm about to go on vacation to Miami, so you're only allowed to miss 2 classes, so I'm not going to go there. And then I go to Ivana Chubbuck. Be like, yeah, that seems kind of cool, but I'm about to go on vacation again. You know what I
Was
mean?
it because you felt like you had the talent, or did you, like, not take it serious?
I was literally going on vacation all these
got
times.
it.
And when and whether or not that was like, there was more of a subliminal thing, like maybe I didn't want to give up the money, or maybe I'm already doing okay. And, I genuinely wanted to get into class.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until, I think, when they gave you that time to think about it, I talked myself out of it. And when I went into the Beverly Hills Playhouse, they didn't let you audit a class because they wanted to create a safe space for students to really become vulnerable and do scenes that blew people out the water. I mean, people were butt naked in scenes when I first went there. I mean,
Wow.
I'm talking about butt naked females, like butt naked.
What?
And
Why?
that's what they were working
crazy.
on.
Wow.
They wanted to, because they were working on, if I got to do this on set
Right.
in front of 30 people, cast and crew, I got to be able to do this here.
Right.
So I'm going to work on this here. And it wasn't teachers pushing you like, you better get butt naked.
Right.
No, if you're really going to, own this, if you want to work on your sexuality, your intimacy, if you want to work on your vulnerability, whatever that was that you're trying to work on, this is the place to do it. And they wanted to create a safe space. So they didn't want people coming in and out,
Right.
out, and getting a free peep show.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think like their pitch to me was so solid. I was like, here, take my credit card. Take my credit card, sign me up, and you know, from there, it was on and popping. You know, I mean, shoot, Doris Roberts was in there all the way through Everybody Loves Raymond. You know what I mean? Like she
Wow.
was a working actress, well-known actress, and she's in class.
Right.
You know, Burt Reynolds taught there. All different. The teachers were working actors. Richard Lawson, who's married to Tina taught Lawson, right? He's still a working actor. He has his
Right.
own school now. Gary Imhoff was the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. You know what I mean? Like the students I was looking at were phenomenal, and I just feel like it wasn't until that's when I took it serious. They have the 3 A's. Your attitude is how you look at your career,
Right.
how you dictate your career, how you move forward. And then administration, how do you manage your career? Do you have an agent? Do you have your headshots? You know what I mean? Do you have a manager? How are you managing and administrating your career? And then comes the acting. Then comes your talent.
Yeah.
So a lot of people nowadays, they're getting a quick, gratification from social media,
Right.
and they see their numbers go up, they see the views go up, and it's like, what do I need acting class for?
Right.
People love me.
Right.
And then they get a role in a movie because of their numbers, and they're horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're straight trash.
Right.
And you might be able to look at them for 60 seconds, 3 minutes, but can you watch them for 90 minutes?
Right.
Right.
You're just like, oh man, this is hard to watch.
Right.
Right.
You know, and those numbers aren't translating over 100,000 followers. It's not 100,000 movie tickets.
Right.
Right.
So I think the game's about to start changing and reversing back to real raw talent,
And
real
the craft.
people, the craft.
Yeah.
It's about to be about the craft and who's taking it serious. And those people who aren't are just going to get put back to where they are on the internet.
Right.
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 Yeah, because it's rare where you see somebody kind of start off like on TikTok or Instagram, and then it translates to like complete stardom, like in the entertainment. Like you might get like a small role here or there, but
Right.
you know, I don't think I've ever seen anybody like really start from social media and then
there's
have
the
it
King
translate
Batch.
to yeah. I mean, you got like King Batch,
Yeah.
but you know, like even him, like with all of his homies, he's kind of like the only one that's really like got
Right,
some
right.
big roles. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's yeah. I think the taking the craft seriously and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, taking those acting classes and doing all those things. You got to prepare for it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And then even when you making it, I mean, you're never too old to learn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we need just to keep those juices flowing because you're not always going to be, unless you're on a series, you're not always working. So I know when I was in school, it felt like I was working because I was putting so much work into these scenes.
Yeah.
Right.
And, putting them up on stage with, they would say we'd have to put in 24 hours of 24, individual hours of rehearsing a scene before. You just can't be like, got the paper, okay, we're good.
Right.
Got to memorize. Like, no. It was,
Right.
they made you go deep.
You said 24 hours of
Yeah, matter of fact, I
Preparing
think it was
for it?
40 hours, to be honest with you. Because I remember I put up Romeo and Juliet, the balcony scene, and the girl, she just kept on counting the hours. She's like, we only have, 20 hours put in. I'm like, yo, we would rehearse like 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours at a time.
jeez.
She brought Shakespearean dictionaries just to translate the entire scene first
Wow.
before we even got to on our feet and started working it out. Like it was the students that went there were serious. I don't
Right.
know how they are now,
Right.
but when I went, they were serious. Like they were dead ass about their career.
Right.
And they're all working actors now.
Do they still have that acting school?
Yeah. Yep. But the after Milton, the founder, passed away, things changed. Richard doesn't teach there no more. I don't think Gary teaches there no more. They both have schools in North Hollywood.
Okay.
I don't really know anything, how they operate there
Right.
now. But I see the people that were in my class on TV all the time.
Really?
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
That's
what's
amazing.
up.
Do you do any one-on-one coaching?
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. help people with their self-tapes. They'll come over, and before we even go on tape, we'll do like a whole hour of just coaching. Or a lot of people just, they'll hit me up, and whether it's their kids or their or themselves, you know what I mean? Just help them with the one-on-ones, and just get deep into it, because a lot of people think just because you memorized your lines, you're ready.
Yeah. No.
No, like what are the lines saying below the text? What's the subtext?
Right.
And then who are you who are you talking to? Where is this coming from? Because you can do it inside of your head the whole time, and you think you know what the other person sounds like until you hear somebody read that other person. You be like, oh, that's what that line really
Right.
undertone
You
of that line.
understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need that. I think a lot of people need that. Not a lot of people can afford to do that, but if you can, it definitely helps,
Right.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I know you said you had your degree in film production. Do you do anything behind the scenes now?
Yeah, yeah. Getting back to my roots, a lot of people don't know, like, that's where I started off. So I'm writing, I'm developing. I got my film company called Melting Pot Entertainment.
Nice.
And so I'm developing different projects, film, TV, all types of genres, from comedy, drama, horror, not just one specific thing. If it's a good story, and I like it, or if it comes to me and it speaks to me, lots of the stuff out of here, I am producing a film that my partner brought to me that he wrote and he's going to direct. But for the most part, I got a whole slate of just different projects that I'm developing and shopping around. So it's yeah, I love shooting. I love camera work. I edit a lot of my stuff, but I don't like it. So what I'll do is I'll get it on the timeline.
We heard about that.
And then, get it to somebody who really has a passion for editing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I love directing. Directing is probably next to acting, probably one of the most fulfilling
Nice.
things to do. And then producing, being able to like bring together all the pieces of the puzzle and just see a project just happen. Because even when I'm brought in as an actor, I find myself producing.
Right, right.
Oh, you need a location? I got you.
Right.
Oh, you need an actor? I got you. Oh, what about this? Oh, you need that? Oh, you need some product placement? Like, wait a minute. Cisco, you're producing this film. Can we give you Can you? Of course.
Right.
You need to.
Yeah, sure. Give me a producer credit,
I think that's what makes you also such a great actor too, just knowing the business side of it. You know what I mean? With the producing and the directing, like you're able to do it all, and
Yeah, I mean, I just think it helps. A lot of people, they'll get impatient. Actors will get impatient on set because they don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
right.
They don't know that the lighting guy is up there trying to fix your key light or whatever that may be.
Right,
They don't know that they're trying to find the right lens or
Yeah.
like, what's going on? Why am I here? I'm going to be back in my trailer and be like, yo, relax.
Right.
They're the ones putting together everything to make you look good. And then if you piss off a crew member, you know what I mean? Like, you may not look the greatest.
On set.
I would hate to think that crew members, sabotage the film, but you'd be surprised. Like when you just are a jerk to everybody on set because you don't understand their job.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you just focused on you, because as you grow as an actor, you're gonna want to branch off. You're gonna want to direct. You're gonna want to do whatever. So whether or not you're just walking past the editing room and like, hey, what y'all doing? I've learned a lot as an actor.
Yeah.
Just politicking with the editors.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And like Cisco, I was like, wait, why'd you cut? That was a good. He's like, well, you blinked. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you blinked. He's like, so when you blink, we cut to the other person. And then if you hold that, that's why it's important for you to hold that stare. It's more powerful. And as an editor, we stay on, the camera stays on you longer.
Oh, wow.
And
So technical.
I started looking at like different shows and movies, and I'm like, oh shit,
They didn't blink.
they ain't blink. And then I'm on TikTok like last week or 2 weeks ago, and they got this don't blink challenge. And I'm like, everybody's getting a 700 seconds. I'm like 10,000, like, but not even just having to go, just talking and boom, boom, boom.
Right.
It's crazy. You can learn a lot as an actor. As a director can learn a lot from taking an acting class because now they know how to talk to actors. They know how to get what they're looking for from an actor instead of just saying be sad, or be happy,
Yeah.
cry. Well, what kind of cry? Is it a sad cry? Is it a happy cry? Is it tears of joy? Is it, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? You want to be able to like communicate with your actors, and so it's good to know different departments.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Man, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Wait, Cisco dropping them jewels.
I know.
Damn, all right.
For our viewers.
That's what's up. So how has it been, shopping your projects? Are you going to like different network streaming services? Like what has that process been like? And, is it something that you like doing as well?
I hate it.
Yeah. Okay.
No. You know what? It's not an easy process.
Yeah.
It's not. Even when you think you got a friend at a particular production house, streaming platform, and you're like, oh, perfect, I have something. You'll love it. And they're like, well, or I haven't looked at it. Or, it's just a lot to like really, you got to be relentless. But at the same time, being relentless, you can push people away.
Right,
It's like the guy in the club that you thought was cute. He bought you a drink, and now he's following you around the club. And because he's following you around the club,
You're like, nope.
you're like, nope.
Get away.
You're too thirsty. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then you leave and be like, well, he was cute. He was nice. We did have a nice conversation. And it's the same thing with your project. Damn, that was a good project. You know what I mean? It's a good script. But it's
so
like,
true.
but you know what? They're just too pushy. And it's like, huh? And I think our people do that a lot. Like, white people, they're like, that's a good project. That's going to make us some money. Let's do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if they like you, even more. But if they don't like you, they're still looking at the project.
Yeah.
They're separating the person from the project. And they're like, you know what? That's too good of a project, because not everybody's going to get along.
Right.
Right. But our people, they'd be like, I don't like him. Didn't invite me to his birthday party. You know what I mean? Like,
It's more personal than that, huh?
yeah, it's something is really personal about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Nah, but then when, the project comes out and it's successful and they're like, yo, oh, that was on my desk, and they're bragging about how they passed on it.
Right.
I passed on that.
Right.
You're like, why? It's winning awards.
Right.
You know what I
No,
mean? Like,
seriously.
so I just don't like that part of it.
Yeah. Anybody in particular you want to name that you can't know?
No, not at all, but I'm sure they know who they are. Nah. I mean, it's just a process, man.
Yeah.
And it's a process that, it's always good to have somebody who loves that area.
Right.
And that has those connections and have already had projects already greenlit so they can do that.
Right.
But when you're the person and they're like, well, aren't you an actor? And you're like, yeah, but I do this too.
Right.
I got a degree in film. You do? Really?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, you're an actor. So they're not really taking you as serious. Or thinking that like, oh, you just have a project that so you can act.
Right.
And the projects that I develop, there's a gang of projects I'm not even in.
Right.
That I've written, and it's just a good story. I don't have to be in it. I just want to see great stories get made, which a lot in the Black and Latino, the Black and Brown community, we don't have. You know what I mean? It doesn't always have to be some gangster shit, some precious shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Am I allowed to curse?
Yes. Absolutely.
Say what you want to say.
Yes.
It doesn't have to always be slave. Why can't we just have good stories that just, make you think, or good horror movies that scare the hell out of you, not just, some crazy slasher stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? The kind of stories they used to go to bed scared, just whatever that may be. A good love story. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always have to be just the typical romantic comedy.
Right.
Look who's coming to dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Just make good stories, good films, but we don't have people in those positions that are going to greenlight them. the distributors. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't have a black distribution company that's putting out black films only.
Right.
There's no black distribution company?
Man, there might be one, you know.
Wait.
And you know, I mean,
Wait, it's got to be.
like there's people like Byron Allen, but he's putting out a lot of like unscripted. He's getting into the scripted a lot lately. And he's up there. You know, you got Tyler Perry with his own studio.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a distribution company. You know, like there's not like a major studio that's black owned, putting out black. And every time somebody black tries to open one up, they mysteriously disappear. You know what I mean? So it's
Holy
like,
shit.
Yeah.
Get into the nitty gritty. Okay.
like whatever happened to that person doing this? You'd be like, some scandal arises.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, interesting.
So, it seems like it's hard to, if like the story isn't the status quo, like you said, like a slave film or gangster shit, like it's difficult to get people on the other side to really see it as valuable or.
Well, you know, they've wanted one narrative for our people for the longest time, all the way from music that they put out.
Oh yeah.
You know, to movies. They want us to see ourselves in a lower, degrading image.
Right.
Like that's all we can do.
Right.
That's all we are. That's all who we are. You know what I mean? And, you know, from the rap music that's being put out, from degrading the women, killing each other, they want us to keep filling our brain with that stuff.
Right.
You've only been a slave. That's why, like, during Black History Month, there's nothing but slave movies coming out. Like, why? Why not? Why can't we see the movies about, you know, triumph, about kings, queens that we were and are,
Right.
you know, or just a normal movie about a family,
Love.
you know what I mean? That's just together. I mean, they make movies and you'd be like, what was this movie about? You know what I mean? It's like, this movie was about nothing. It's nominated for 5 Oscars.
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Best Picture, 5 Golden Globes. And you'd be like, what was this movie about?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why can't we put out stuff like that?
Right.
And be appreciated for it, you know?
Do you think it's not happening at all, or maybe it's just a smaller scale? Like, I mean, it feels like there's some things that's like coming through, you know, like Woman King, or you know what I'm saying, you have like Abbott Elementary, you know, I can't remember the creator's name, but you know, like it's. Do you feel like some things are coming through the cracks, or like it's not enough, or?
I mean, of course, some things are coming through, but definitely not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough at all. I mean, come on. You telling me? Look, I mean, just look at our track record. We took over every sport. Does he even if it doesn't matter what it is, like you let a black person into golf, we took it over.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Gymnastics.
And then move out of sports, everything else. You know, all of a sudden you're starting to see all these like, wow, he's the one who invented that.
Right.
He's the one who invented that. All black men. You know what I mean? And then they got the narrative, which is the television and film industry. You know, if we start telling these stories, we're not going to start looking at it ourselves. We're going to start appreciating ourselves. We're going to start loving ourselves. We're going to start coming together. They really don't want that.
They don't want that.
You know what I mean? But a few things are coming through, and the ones that are, we're getting recognized for it.
Right.
You know, we can have $500 billion franchises like Black Panther.
Right,
like,
right.
It's not a one-time thing. That's just a one-time you let us live.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
There's so many black superheroes that could be out there. You know, there's great stories of kings and queens that can just people will go and watch, whether that's black or Latino. We were the beginning of civilization. There's so many stories to tell. There's so many amazing stories to tell. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes there's just great stories. And if you look at a script, wow, this could either be a black, a Latino, a white person, an Asian.
Right.
Anybody. We got to start writing stories like that too, where it can just be universal.
Right.
And then when we want it to be what it is,
Right.
stick
We
to our
shape it
guns.
to ours, yeah.
And be like, well, we want that person to be this. No, let's actually find somebody that's gonna be that. It shouldn't be a white person playing a Native American, playing a Latino. You know what I mean?
Right.
It shouldn't be like that. Because they're like, wow, that's a great story. Or why is there great stories that are made and then you see who wrote it?
Right.
A white person wrote a black story.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Why can't we?
Right.
So I mean, it's slowly opening up, but definitely not enough.
Not enough.
Yeah.
And you don't feel like it's happening fast enough. I would assume as well, right? Like,
I mean, bruh, we've been shouting the same old spirituals for the past 400 years, my dude. We've been saying the exact stop shooting us. You can go back 100 years. We've been saying stop shooting us. The exact. You can hear speeches, everything. Speeches from Oscar winners, like I stand on the shoulders of this one Oscar. You know what I mean? It's like it's fast forward 50 years later. I stand on the like it's the exact same thing we keep saying over and over and asking for our rights, asking for equality, asking to let us in, let us make our projects, green light something.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, man. We just need our people somewhere in charge that are, once they get in charge and get in that power to be able to do that, actually help us, not get in that position and still keep us out because now they're surrounded by them and they gotta,
They got to gatekeep. Yeah.
they gotta abide by the masses rules.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. Like there's so many amazing projects. I've been to pitch fests at different film fests. Like ABFF and Black Film Fest and stuff like that. And
we don't promote other film festivals here.
I mean, I'm just saying, listening to, so I was like, wow, that was amazing. I would love to see that movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh my God, that's dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So there's so many great projects out there. It's just who's gonna help get them made because trying to find that money,
Now, so I mean, obviously, like you're in the thick of it. You've thought about this. How does that change start? Like, who's responsible for, agreeing with you and saying, you know what? Yeah, we need more creative writers. We need more directors of color. We need more. Like, how does it start? Or, as Black and brown people, do we just need to do it ourselves? Or, what's the solution?
Well, I think it starts at the top.
Yeah.
It starts with the page, the writers. But then it also starts with the people that are already in positions that can help people. And, we can be the most critical people on our people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be like, because once we find out as a creator, oh, such and such is over there. Oh yeah, let me holler at him. And we need to make sure that we come correct.
Right.
First. You can't be mad at somebody for shutting the door when you got at them with a garbage pitch, a undeveloped idea, just a first draft.
Right.
And been like, well, man, that's messed up, man. My shit is dope. You know what I mean? You're like, bruh, that joint is a good premise, but it needs, because I get sent scripts all the time, and I look at it like, just think about it when you watch a bad movie,
Right.
and all you had to do is just sit there. Just imagine taking 2-3 hours of your time flipping pages,
reading it, right?
And you're like, hopefully it gets better. Come on, this got to get better. Be like, did you read my script? Yeah, I read that script, man. Yeah, man, I got some notes. You know what I mean? And it's just like people don't take the time to really develop their project. So one, as a creator, you gotta really take the time to, reread your stuff. I've read stuff that I've written and be like, ooh, yeah, this needs a rewrite. You know what I mean? Or it needs a punch up. Some scripts need a page 1 rewrite, And I've been a part of projects that have had a great, foundation. And then once we attached our main actor, here comes their notes. And now it becomes a page 1 rewrite. And you know what? That's okay. Because we have a great star that wants to play in this movie and believes in it.
Right.
If it was shaped this way. So now you help start shaping the script and you put in that work. You put in that work and then you send it out for more notes and coverage. And they send back their notes and, you start changing. Okay, we can work on that. You got to be open. A lot of people just think my shit is dope. You're not touching my, you know what I mean? There's nothing you can do or say or tell me that my shit ain't dope, And a lot of times there is. Gotta be open to taking direction, taking notes, even as an actor. You might have it one way in your head.
Right.
This is the way I rehearsed it. This is the way I'm going to do it. You get the set and you be like, look, your character is more this way. Boom, boom, boom. We need you to do it like this or bring more of this out of that character. And you're like, oh, shit. And if you didn't rehearse it 5 different ways to begin with, now you sitting there stuck.
Right.
Looking like, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to do this. Or my character sucks now. And now you don't believe in your character.
Right.
You've got to be able to be open for notes, direction, and everything. No matter what you're doing. Editors go through the same thing. Every department goes through the same thing.
Right.
So you have to be open. And a lot of times, we just think our shit is dope.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's, it could be because, people want it quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They see somebody else, especially them, they see it somewhere else and it's like, oh, well, I could do the same, like, bam. But, I mean, like, the way that I see it is like we've been shut out of, rooms for so long. It's like we're trying to catch up. Like, they've already had their trial and error. You know what I mean? Like, Hollywood was run by a certain amount of people and they taught their kids how to do it a certain way. And you go through generations. Like, so what we're looking at now from them is like generations of, kind of revising the wheel until you got it perfect. But we're kind of like at our first generation, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like coming into these rooms and trying to figure out, what's the best systems and processes to deliver these stories that you talk about, to deliver these films, these projects. So I just feel like it's going to take time. You know what I mean?
How much time?
It's unfortunate because we're playing catch up. You know what I mean? It's like you're playing catch up. So it's like, and you can't. It's hard to skip steps. You know what I mean? When you haven't been in there before.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
some people do want to skip steps. They definitely do. And they learn the hard way.
Yeah.
And they get frustrated. And those are the type of people that if that doesn't happen, then I'm out of here.
Right.
When, people, you never know, one, as an actor, why you didn't get the part. You were too tall, too short, You didn't look right next to that person. The producer's niece needs her first shot. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is, that person has a lot of followers. That's what we're going with. We're looking for a social media influencer. Boom, boom. Whatever that case is, and then same thing with a project. You never know why. Oh, well, you know what? We have something the same tone and theme. Nope. Okay, we can't do that one. But it's a great script. We love it. You know what I mean? Or, you know what? We don't do films for that low. Well, it's $2 million. Yeah, that's too low. You're like, oh,
Interesting.
okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, maybe if it was this much, we'd do it. Because why? We don't want to put out nothing for that low. That's low budget. You know what I mean? Now, before, back in the day, 10 years ago, that was a lot of money.
Right.
Now that's not enough money.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like what are we gonna do with that? You know, and then you see somebody put out a film for $500K, and you're like, damn, y'all got that? Y'all put that together for that much? And they did it on their own. They got a private investor, and they made it a success.
Yeah.
So now that person gets to have the $4 million film.
Right.
That's what you did, and you made it look like $4 million. So there's so many different reasons why your project may not get greenlit. Oh, well, there's not enough LGBTQ characters in there, or
That's the thing.
You know, what I mean,
That's huge.
when you got people of that community calling the shots in some production houses. Yeah, same thing with it's like female. Lots of people want female-driven projects.
Yeah.
You know, oh, that's a great film, but can you make it female? You'd be like, okay, I can try. You know what I mean? Or you can just keep on shopping your project around until you get it made the way you want it to. But, you know, when the industry's looking for a specific thing, it's also good to be like, I can't make that one that like that, but this one over here has everything you're looking for. Oh, well, what's that one? So that's why it's always good to have everything, you know, all your box checked.
Right.
You know, when it comes to different projects. And
how difficult is it to do it yourself?
you can't do it yourself. You can't do it yourself. You always need a team. As an actor, you need a manager.
I mean, I get that, but as far as like taking it to like you have your own production company, but I'm pretty sure you shop to like different production companies, probably with like bigger budgets. Like, how is it difficult for just your production company just to get something in motion and create it? Like,
you always need a team. You always need people to help.
yeah,
You're never gonna get anything off the ground by yourself. Nobody gets up except for Snoop and was like, "I like to thank me." You know what I mean? You know, Shay, you know, much respect, but you always gotta go somewhere and either one, ask for the money, ask for help in a co-production, ask for help bringing in distribution, ask for help bringing in actors, getting the actors attached. No matter what it is, you always need somebody, and I think we as a people, we think we can do everything ourselves.
right.
You know what I mean? And if you go out and ask for help, either one, you a punk, or two, you're gonna get your project stole. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing.
Right.
I'm not. Motherfucker ain't taking my project.
Right.
You have to let somebody read your shit. So.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to get in front of somebody and pitch your project. You got to get eyes on something, even when it's finished, just to see if it's even that as good as you think it is. You know what I mean? Because you might be so married to the script, the final product, the final film, where you're like, I did that. Yeah, well, you know what? It could use some work. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, you need other eyeballs on it. Everything is not just definitive. That's what it is. Now, when you actually get it around, and if you get a majority saying, that's a great fucking film right there. That's a great script. You know what I mean? Now it's time to execute. You know what I mean? Or get it out there to the public. But you always need somebody other than yourself that's gonna say it's dope too. You know, this whole town is about hype. It's all about hype. You know, once the masses say they like it, next thing you know, the higher ups are like, is it dope?
Right.
Oh, we didn't know it was dope. Oh yeah. That's dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or people get fired when it comes out, and they're like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, that came across our desk. What happened? I didn't think it was dope. Like, what? You passed on that? You're fired. You know, people get fired over stuff like that.
Really?
You know, but you have to be willing to reach out. You got to, come together. You know, it's such a hard thing that we have doing,
Yeah. Do you feel like, because I know like in the music industry, you know, a lot of people say that like executives are like reactionary; they're not really proactive. Do you feel like it's the same like in Hollywood as well? Just as far as like, you know, people, you know, seeing the script for, you know, what it is, and you know, can see the vision of it without having this person attached to it or that person attached to it. Like,
Yeah. It's not like back in the day, man. They used to read a script and be like, "This is amazing, we love it." Or you used to go to a pitch meeting, pitch it, and just an idea. Oh, you don't like that script that's done? I do. I have been sitting on this one idea, and then boom, that's amazing. We love it. We want it. Now they want you to shoot a trailer, shoot a sizzle reel, shoot the whole movie. You know what I mean? Shoot the whole movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the music industry now is your social media survey.
Yeah.
How many views do you have on the video that you made yourself on YouTube? How many videos did you make for yourself on YouTube? Do you have millions of views? How about the Spotify and the SoundCloud? Do you already have a following? Are you already blown up? We'll sign you.
we'll sign you, right?
You know what I mean?
Right.
Before they used to be like, that kid got talent. They write their own music. They got dope lyrics. You know what I mean? They make their own beats. Man, we can take this kid and make him a star. You know what I mean? Same thing with acting. That person has talent. I seen him in a play. He's got talent. Let's make him a star. Now they got everything. It's not just your IMDb score. It's your social media. You know what I mean? Everything has to do they like them already? Now we like them. Opposed to, you know what?
I see so.
That dude got talent. Let's make him somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's perfect for my next film. And you know, I think that's a lot of like America in a way. Because when I was in Cannes, over there in France, the Cannes Film Festival, and it was like, man, Cisco, you got to be in my movie. I was like, you never seen any of my work. You know, like 5 minutes ago, he's like, what do you do? I was like, I'm an actor. They're like, oh, you should be in my movie. Yes, I can see it right now. And be like, huh? Like, you've never seen my work, bro. You don't even know who I am. He's like, it does not matter. I like you. I like your vibe. I can tell you will be great in it. And it's like, they see it. They get it. They don't go off of, you know, hold on. Over here, they're like,
Let me see your reel.
in front of you,
Yeah.
they're looking at your IMDb. Oh, wow, you have done some things. Wow, you were in that? Oh, I think I saw that. And you'd be like, are you looking at my IMDb, motherfucker? You know what I mean? Like, they're looking at your social media, they're looking at your pictures, and yeah, I like that one. You'd be like, you could do that later, you know that, right? You're like, this is weird. You know what I mean? It's like they're doing everything in front of you. They're doing their due diligence. They're judging you right in front of you. They're criticizing you. You know what I mean? And they're seeing if you even do what you said you can do. They don't believe you until they,
Right.
you do act. You'd be like,
I mean, in all
so
fairness,
true.
though, I mean, social media isn't real, right? So it's like it's tough to
Just
believe
everybody wants to
somebody-
do it.
Yeah,
That's why.
everybody thinks that they're a star, you know, at this point. So it's like
Right.
they're trying to actually like, oh, it's the actual proof.
Or
that
everybody's
you're
an
a star,
actor.
You know what I mean?
well, I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
believe you guys had a podcast until I got here.
What?
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Get
you
outta here,
do have a
Cisco.
podcast.
Are those microphones?
Oh my gosh! Wow, okay. I guess I'll stay. I thought it was just a popcorn. I thought we were gonna watch a movie. Nah, but you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
everything has to be proven until believed, opposed to, that's what you do. I
Yeah.
believe you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you look. Matter of fact, you look like an actress. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Boom. You know what I mean? Or yeah, you look like a music producer.
Right,
You know, that's cool. And yeah, I'd love to hear some of your stuff. Opposed to, let me research you.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And I mean, and it's a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can go on my IMDb and see 100 credits, and they're like, whoa, okay, hey, my man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But when you met me, you were like, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what you do? Really, Cisco?
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see about that. You know, and then they've seen half your work. They didn't even realize that was you. Oh, I thought you looked familiar.
Right.
You're like,
Right.
This is like bringing me some vibes because the other day I was like, yeah, we're gonna have Cisco Reyes. I was talking to my husband, And he's like, Cisco Reyes. And he's like, okay. I was like, yeah, I'm going to show you his IMDb. And he's looking, he's like, Next Day Air? That's one of my favorite actors. I'm like, really? He's like, man, I haven't seen him in a long time. What is he doing now? Like, he starts looking at everything. I'm like, oh my God, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, you haven't seen Next Day Air? And I'm like hitting up Madge. I'm like, have you seen Next Day Air? So like, it was like one of his movies, and he's like, I cannot believe you haven't seen it. So we saw it yesterday. We watched. He was looking in it. He was like, man, I picture him on Ghost. He's like, please let him know. He was like, he should be. Why isn't he on Ghost? Like, did he even have an audition for it?
Ghost, I gotta talk to my my team.
Yep.
Wait, the old show Ghost or the
Not a new one.
The new one.
Oh, okay.
He was like, why isn't he on there? He's like, I picture him on there. He was like, he did so good. I was like, on Next to Air, you did amazing. So I was
Thank you.
And then we saw Entanglement too.
Oh, you watched Entanglement too?
Entanglement, yes. You were what, a radio host?
Yeah.
Man, he was putting on this sexy voice in it.
I know. You were more of a lover boy on that one.
I was just trying to give him something different that, I haven't done before.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. I appreciate the love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny because like when I was in France, they were like, I came out of some party and like the Village Schweppes party, and it was like 3 a.m. They were like, hey, you are this actor? And it's these young, like these 5 young French dudes. And I was like, oh, they must have been talking about the movie I got in Cannes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no. Fuck those eggs. Get the yayo. Me and my boys, we roll blunts and we smoke out and we watch your movie. And I'm like, wow, that's exactly what they said in the hood out here.
Right.
Yo, me and my homies, we roll up and we just watch your movie, yo. And they're saying it's over there in France. And then I'm in Belize, and they said the exact same thing. I thought this dude wanted to fight the whole day. I'm on this boat. He keeps on mean mugging me.
Looking at you, right?
I'm like, yo, what's up with this dude, man? I mean, he was faded, but I'm thinking like, okay, do I need to like watch my back?
Yeah.
And finally, we get to the shore, standing there on the beach, and he comes over, motherfucker. I knew it. I'm like, all right, what? You know what I mean? What you talking about, bro?
Right now?
You know what I mean? What's good? He's like, get over here. And he brings me over to like the other cast that were on the boat. He was like, this is the motherfucker that was, I still got the French accent. But yeah, he's like, yo, you're the motherfucker that was from that movie. I'm like, wow, like France, Belize, the hood in LA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's everywhere, and you never know where like a film is gonna end up. You never know where it's gonna take you, and that's why it's like if I do a $10,000 film, or a $10 million film, I'm gonna give the same performance for the $10,000 film because it's not like, oh, they ain't got no money. I'm only gonna give them half of my talent. I'm only gonna give them $10,000
Right.
my talent. You never know where that joint's gonna end up. You know what I mean? Same thing with like Cutthroat Alley. It was low budget, and there's kids in Canada that are like, we love it. Like,
we gotta find Cutthroat Alley.
Yeah, no,
I know. We need to see that.
Please don't.
I'm gonna search for it. I'm gonna search for it.
There's a killer in the hood.
Yeah. So I mean, Next Day Air. Let's just talk about like your experience filming that, because I mean it's
bunch of heavy hitters on there.
It's a hood classic. You got a bunch of heavy hitters in there.
Yep.
Like, just what was that experience like? Who directed? Benny Boom directed.
Benny
it.
Boom. That was shout out to Benny. That was his first feature film.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Because he did mostly music videos, right?
Yeah, he was doing music videos left and right. He was killing the game with that. And and then Next Day Air came to him, and yeah, he killed it. 22 days. I think his talent from shooting music videos so well and so quick helped with the shooting Next Day Air. But it was a great experience. It was amazing. I mean, all the way from the beginning, it was just like one of those. I read the script, went on the audition, and then I got the full script, and I was like, oh, I've got to have this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I was like, this is me all day, and I just kept on reading the script over and over. And I just remember in class they telling like Anthony Hopkins reads like a script 100 times, you know. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, and not that I did it because of that. I just kept on reading it over and over. And I was like, okay.
Right.
I was just waiting, hoping, wishing and praying for a callback. And 2 weeks it went by. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? But I just kept on reading the script over and over again. And, manifesting. And finally, casting called and was like, we want you to come in tomorrow to read with the females or read for the females. Like, can you be the other ones helping out the females? I was like, okay, but they didn't tell me I was
Right.
this was my callback or
Right.
this was, you know what I mean? And in between that time, some inside friends that are a part of it already told me like, look, man, like they say you killed it, but this is who they want because he's been messing with them since the beginning of the script, the lifetime of the script. I mean, I was at ABFF years ago, 5 years before that film, and one of the producers, shout out to Any Clemens,
Any
you know what I mean?
Clemens, yes.
He came up to us with T-shirts and was talking to, one of my director homies, like, yo, I'm trying to come out with this film. You know what I mean? We're just trying to raise funds. We're trying to get it off the ground. And I remember getting one of them T-shirts that said "Next Day Air coming soon." You know what I mean? And boom, fast forward.
And you said that was 5 years before.
5 years prior.
Wow.
And he was like, it's just like, yo, we hope you get it off the ground, this and that. You know what I mean? Boom, fast forward. My man was like, yo, this is who they want. And and he's a friend too. And so I was like, I don't wish death upon him. I just wish that the series that he's on doesn't let him,
Right.
do it.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? Like you're not allowed to do this film or we need you.
Right. Right.
One of those things.
Right.
And and so he basically they called me in. I read with 12 to 15 of some of Hollywood's most talented actresses, Latina, Black, everybody. And I decided that I was going to give them a different Jesus, a different Jesus every read. And, and I was off book. I was just having a ball with it.
Nice.
And finally they were like, yo, you know what? We want to let you know you're not doing this for nothing. You got the role. And I was like, yeah, boy. You know what I mean? And then, it was off to the races. We had a great time. I mean, everybody gave so much love, you know what I mean? I had already known and been friends with Omari Hardwick, shout out to him, for quite a while. Darius McCrary was he was always giving me dropping gems to me. We're still friends with this day. We've done a bunch of projects. Donald Faison, knew him back in the day, run into him in, different parties when he, yo, what's up, man? You know what I mean? And now here we are on set, Mike Epps, and I'd known Benny from back in the day. Debbie Allen, she directed an episode of The Parkers. Laura London. Yeah, it was Malik Barnhart. Such a great cast, man. Everybody really did their thing. Emilio Rivera, known him since back in the day. And, so to be on set, it was like a family.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. We had a really good time shooting that joint. I mean, it was the type of set where if you weren't on the schedule or the call sheet, you still came in. You came through just to see.
How cool is that?
Yeah, like I got to see that scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a dope scene. I want to see that.
Man, I'm a big fan of Wood Harris.
Wood, yeah, dope actor.
What was it like working with him? Because I like he can do anything. You know what I mean?
Anything.
Like,
I mean, and he is that cool. Like he's straight out of Cooley High, man. Like shout out to Wood, man. That's just one cool cat, man, for real. And it just translate in his art, in his artistry. You know what I mean? As an actor, he's just sick, and he's a dope person, always humble. You know what I mean? Every time you see him, just a real cool person, man. And he's getting. I mean, I think he's up there with with the greats. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think he's just
agree.
one script away from getting that dope role.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. He needs a real like lead like in something big because he could kill it, man.
He's naturally
He
gifted.
could kill it.
Yeah.
He has a really strong presence.
Yes.
Really strong presence on screen, and I mean, of course, we all love Paid in Full.
Oh
You
yeah.
know that's a classic.
Very.
That's the I won't even I don't even like saying hood classic no more because those are just classics. I say cult classic, cult classic. But yeah, Wood, he everything he touch he bodies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, he definitely needs bigger roles because you see him and he's killing the role. And it's like, man, I wish this movie was more about him. Like you want to see more.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What was it? Because it was based down in Philly, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys shoot in Philly?
Nah, we shot out here.
Okay.
We shot out here. There's a part of downtown LA that has like one street with fire escapes. You know what I mean? And they use that for everything from music videos. And yeah, but the writer, Blair Buttercobb, shout out to Butter. What up, Butter? he wrote the movie. And it was based on some factual events.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, it was the exteriors, like the cutaways were shot in Philly.
Okay.
But the majority of the stuff we shot in here.
Wow.
Interiors at a studio downtown.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
After Next Day Air, did you feel like your career was blowing up after that, or how did that work for you in 2009?
And I felt like it could have, but the movie kind of got overshadowed when they chose to drop the movie, release the movie. It was like May 9th or something like that, and a week before was Wolverine.
Yeah, big shit.
The same day was Star Trek, like the new Star Trek that came out, which was really dope.
Right.
A week later was Transformers or Terminator. And then a week after that, it was blockbuster season.
Yeah.
And, they thought, well, people are going to go see a black movie or a comedy. But nah, even black people want to see Wolverine, Star Trek and Terminator and Transformers. And, so we didn't really make that much noise at the box office. We really didn't get, and I didn't really get accolades until, I mean, to be honest with you, like you just saw it, right? Yesterday.
Yeah, I just saw it for the first time.
It's been on HBO. It just started airing on HBO this past month. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people that still haven't seen it. Now, I am getting more recognition lately when I go places, especially like places like Atlanta, Detroit. Shout out to all of them, man, because they stay up on anything black. You know what I mean? You go to those places and they're like, man, get in here. Out here, they're like, no, never heard of it. Next day, what?
I am not in that group.
First day air, and then you be thinking like they're trying to play you, like, man, you seen that shit. You're like, no, I don't think I have. You be like, damn, you really haven't seen that shit?
Right.
Like, okay, but I mean, to get back to your question, it's like, some things happen, but if you don't strike while the pan is hot, and you don't have your team striking while the pan is hot, you know what I mean? Then that moment can be passed. So it's important to have like, a PR, somebody doing that work for you. You know what I mean? You can do as much work as you want on your own. But if you don't have your entire team maneuvering like, yo, he's the lead in this movie. But also the thing is that they got to see the movie.
Right.
You can talk to your blue in the face, and if they haven't seen it, they don't know that you killed the role or the whole movie was basically your story. That whole movie was my story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you have a PR then?
No. I mean, I had a good manager. But, even she was starting out and was afraid to like be pushy, but it's cool. I'm still here. I ain't going
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah.
And
Right.
I mean, like I said, I'm still able to still use that as like, oh, I just saw that. And you never know how your roles are coming. To be honest with you, most of my roles don't come from auditioning, booking, the traditional way.
Right.
It's like, yo, Cisco, I got a film, I want you in it.
Right.
Or they'll reach out to my management like, we've been looking for Cisco, we want to send him a script. So, which is cool. It's that, nepotism type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, but you put in the work for so many years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You kind of like at that point right now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
yeah, I just want some studio shit. I just want some, series regular so you can catch me every week on.
Right.
Yeah, like Ghost. Yeah.
Catch Cisco Reyes on Ghost.
Seriously, manifest that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out. Where's
Yeah.
it on Netflix or something like that?
No. Stars.
Yeah, on Stars.
Stars, okay.
Yeah. Because they did.
Wait,
they
you're
had-
not talking about Ghost Power season?
No, you're talking. So Power was the first one.
Yes.
And now the new one is Ghost that with the sun.
Oh, Power
Yes.
Book.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Right.
yeah, Power Book.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
So
got you.
Ghost
yeah.
is Ghost is book 2.
Got you.
Ghost is book 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I thought y'all were talking about a new show.
No, it's a new, it's
still
a new
new, it's
show.
still
No, I know.
Yeah, but you know what we're talking about. Yeah.
No, it's on this. I think it's on its 3rd season now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think everybody got they spots up in there.
Nah, I mean,
They always have new actors though coming in.
yeah.
It died
always a
really
bunch of
quick.
new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, we don't want you to die.
Some cats
I
don't last the
I
season.
don't want to die anymore. I'm dead ass. I'll be looking at it, I'll be like, yeah, I'm good.
Man, I thought you croaked the next day air. Then you had
Boop.
the watch come through and block the bullet. I was
There you
like,
go.
right, it looked like the same watch. Right.
It is, just without the bullets.
Are you serious?
Yep, dead ass.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Gianto, man, they sponsored the film. They hooked us all up with watches.
That's dope.
And it's like there was a period I wore it all the time, then there was a period I didn't wear it at all, and then I'm like, oh, back on my black and gold thing. You know what I mean? I was like, let me pull out the next day air watch.
That's what's up.
That's so cool. Is there any new projects you're working on right now that you would like to talk about?
Well, you spoke about my buddy Dale Stelly. Shout out to
Stelly.
Dale. You know what I mean? Stelly
Shout out to
Entertainment.
Dale.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
check out
Balaisians.
episode 2 with Dale Stelly, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we got 2 films coming out. Bomb Pizza. That's gonna be
yeah.
coming
Talked
out
about
with
that. Yeah.
Marcus Polk, Snoop Dogg, Burger, Ray J. Man, a bunch of people's in there. That's a comedy. It's hilarious.
Nice.
It's really funny. So that's gonna be coming out soon. And what's the other? Oh, Paradise horror movie that we shot in Belize, and that's gonna be on BT Plus.
Nice.
Coming soon. There's a series called Work that's gonna be on the Brick TV, and I'm not sure when they're gonna release that, but I know we do still have to film some more episodes. Got some great people in there like Dwayne Finley, Slink Johnson, Anika McFall,
Wow.
a bunch of people. Really dope actors. It's like the black version of The Office.
Okay.
Nice.
It's really funny.
Okay. Dope.
And got that, and just the projects that I'm shopping around myself through Melting Pot Entertainment, and trying to get those off the ground. Got some really strong interest. So, and right now is a great time to have content. So,
Right.
everybody's looking for something.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of finding the right fit
Right, the right fit.
for your project. Not every platform is gonna, just because they're looking for content, is gonna be the right platform for whatever your project is. But the smart thing to do is say, hey, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
And if you're a true creator, create something for that, for that platform. And then I got some business ventures. I'm trying to get into real estate.
I am too.
Yeah, trying to create that generational
Did you do your classes
wealth.
already? Or?
No, not real estate in that sense. Because it's funny because my buddy just started online classes and he's like, take it with me, and I'm like,
Now you
just
sound
wanna-
like one of those actors that that don't need no acting.
yeah. I mean, I like.
Too good for it.
I mean, no, because I don't want to sell shit. I just want to buy something and then
flip it. So, yeah.
Okay.
whether it's buying something and flipping it, or I got some business strategies in my head that are a sure shot. Now, if I can just own a building like this or an apartment building, it's gonna definitely take off. Real estate is in that sense, and then so I can just start building, having that make money to fund the other things. And then I got some other businesses that I'm dabbling in, trying to create. It's getting those off the ground. So, I got a 3-year-old son that that I gotta start building wealth for.
Gotta build it.
Yeah, man. So by the time he's old enough and got kids, and I'm long gone, he's straight
And he's set.
Yeah, set for life, baby. That's one thing, we got to do as a people's stuff that our parents didn't do for us.
Yeah. Sometimes they didn't know or didn't want to learn. So.
Nah, I mean, it's definitely not. It's definitely not knowing. And now that I know it, like my son's on my credit cards as an authorized user.
Right.
During the pandemic, I cleaned up my credit. I got a banging credit score that I'm super proud of. And I threw him on as an authorized user. By the time he's 18, he's gonna have.
I did not know you could do that.
Yeah, he's 3 years old.
3-year-old as an authorized user on your credit card.
Yep. Yeah, I did it for my nephew, he's in his 30s and he's from Africa.
Yeah.
Shout out to David. You know what I mean?
What up, David?
Yeah. Parlez-vous français? He's from the Ivory Coast, but he's never had credit. He's never had any credit, and he just went in to buy his first car.
Dope.
And I put him on as an authorized user. And they're like, "Oh, you got a 700 credit score." He was like, "Huh?"
Wow.
He's like, "Uncle, it worked."
Aww.
I was like, I told you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So by the time my son becomes 18, he's gonna have an 850 plus, and he's gonna be able to walk out.
Can you throw me on your card as an authorized?
We can talk. I mean, to be honest with you, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Pay somebody $2,000-$3,000 to fix your credit. They write the letters for you. They dispute the charges for you, but they also put you on.
The trade lines,
Right.
Yep, they put you on as an authorized user. They just don't give you the card.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then 6 months later, your credit just goes up.
Yeah.
Because you're piggybacking off of their credit history, their good payments, and their score. Yep. So, we can talk.
Gotta learn the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cisco, where can the people find you if they want to follow you or get in contact with you? They have scripts that they want to send your way.
No.
Actors. Oh, wait, but you better reach out to me if you need an actress. So
I got you. Just send me a reel.
all right, cool.
You can on all social media from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff is at Cisco Reyes, CISCO REYES. And what else? I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on everything. And you can DM me, or you can email meltingpotentertainment@gmail.com. And I think that's
Now this is strictly for business. Ladies, don't be in his DM. You know what I'm saying, trying to get a date or nothing like that.
Unless you look good.
Oh, this dude.
I'm just kidding.
Cisco, man. Thank you, man, for coming through today, man. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here, man, and sharing your stories and your views on the entertainment world, man, is been beautiful, man. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, for real. It was a pleasure being here, being able to share everything, and I hope somewhere, in some ways, it helps somebody out there,
Definitely.
And just like I said, just keep the faith, stay positive. No matter what I said that might have sounded like negative or discouraging, it's not meant to be that. It's meant as a playbook, and to put a little fire underneath you, to put a little bit more work in.
Yeah.
Keep that determination, get that foundation, and keep faith in God, baby.
Amen.
Indeed. So, guys, this is episode 13. We will not be here next week because we are getting ready for the Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival, April 20th through the 22nd at the Regal LA Live. We are going to have a lot of fun. First day, we're doing check-in and we're having panels and we're having our keynote speaker, Director Leslie Small. So you want to be there for that. The next day, we are screening movies all day. We have about 50 films that we are screening on Friday. Short films, features, documentaries, a bunch of cool stuff.
So come through.
And then the 22nd, Saturday, that is our awards ceremony. It's going to be at the Regal LA Live, red carpet event, media there, cameras, everybody taking flicks. It is going to be wonderful. Hopefully we could get Cisco in there. I'm talking to my guy.
Shout out to Leslie, man. I did a couple films with him.
Small world.
Leslie Small World.
Leslie's that guy.
Real dope.
Yeah, he's that guy. So go to BHIFF.org right now. You could get your tickets. You could come one day, you could come 2 days, you could come all 3 days. If you just want to come watch some movies, you could just, take a look at what we got on the list and, get you a movie ticket as well, man. Come through, support these independent filmmakers. So
can I say one thing real quick?
Yes,
people,
please.
When it comes to film festivals, they think it's like, I'm not really into watching films and stuff like that. You go to film festivals to meet the people that made these films. Right. If you're a filmmaker, you meet the people that maybe shot the film. If you are a writer and you need a director. If you're an actor, you can meet these producers. You can get to talk to them one-on-one. And so saying that I'm not going to go to a film festival until I have a film in that festival is doing yourself a disservice. So go down there, meet the film festival people, meet the filmmakers. You know what I mean? When you get your film done, then you can holler at, boom, boom. You already know the people involved.
Right.
So everything is connective tissue right there. And that's how you network.
Yep.
Bang, bang.
Appreciate that.
Yes.
Appreciate that. So get your tickets right now. Go to BHIFF.org and get your tickets today. And we will see you guys April 20th through the 22nd. Thank you again to Mr. Cisco Reyes for coming through, blessing us today. This is the Beyond Take Two podcast brought to you by Beyond Hollywood International Film Festival. I'm your host, Madge.
And I'm your host, Veronica.
And we just completed episode 13 with the great Cisco Reyes in the building. And we will see you guys in about 2 weeks. All right. Hope to see you guys at the festival. All right. Peace.
Beyond Take Two. Take a walk beyond Hollywood.